my name is Niall. I'm an artist and a gold medal winning Special Olympic GB athlete. I have a dual diagnosis of autism and intellectual disability. I have dyslexia and dyspraxia and processing difficulties. Talking is my biggest challenge. Every day for me is like being in a foreign country, even with my close family. Imagine if you're on holiday where you understand the language but not fast enough to join in. It's exhausting and never gets any easier. If someone asks me a question, I have to take my time to think about what they have said. That it takes me longer to come up with an answer which can make people ask me another question to fill the silence. Then my thoughts get stuck and I struggle to talk at all. I express myself through my hands as I'm trying to communicate, but my words won't come out. It looks like I can't talk, which makes me frustrated. I do like to talk, especially about football. I have a sharp sense of humour which often catch people out with my witty comments. People think I don't have any thoughts and feelings. I'm often undervalued and bypassed. People assume I can't speak and have nothing to give.
Thank you, Niall. My name's Tom, and it's a real privilege to be here with Niall this evening. I work at Special Olympics Great Britain with Niall, and we have worked together for the past few years. And over that time, I have had the pleasure of being able to see Niall grow and achieve so much. He is incredibly driven, and he creates amazing opportunities for himself. Niall constantly challenges social perceptions of what people with intellectual disabilities can and cannot do. And following on from what Niall has just said, I just want to quickly highlight some of his achievements because, quite frankly, they are amazing. So, Niall has a gold and silver Duke of Edinburgh award. He won a bronze medal in basketball in his first ever Special Olympics competition. He featured in a media campaign which was shot by Saatchi & Saatchi, which displayed for 2 weeks in Piccadilly Circus. He represented Great Britain internationally in Los Angeles in 2015, where he won a gold medal. He is a member of our athlete leadership team, which works to ensure that our athletes' voice is heard across the organisation. Niall single-handedly manages a star-studded following on his social media channels. He's currently training as a cyclist and will be competing in next summer's Special Olympics World Games in Berlin. And Niall set up and now runs a successful social enterprise which tonight actually celebrates its first birthday. So, back in 2009, Niall, your first Special Olympics event, what were you like back then and how did your life begin to change?
I was quite quiet and didn't like change. I liked the same clothes and food. Things began to change when I said yes to competing at the National Games in Leicester. I said no at first. The idea of being away from home was scary.
So, what made you go to those Leicester Games and how did it go?
Eventually my mum convinced me it'd be good for my confidence. I loved it. I won a bronze medal and enjoyed being part of a team. After that I took part in more competitions. I felt happy that I had made more friends. I learned that saying yes was good and that my life was better for it.
So if we fast forward to 2020, can you explain how the pandemic was for you and what happened during that time?
During lockdown, charities were struggling to fundraise. Off the back of the London Marathon 2.6 challenge, I decided to draw 26 football stadiums to raise money for Special Olympic GB. By sharing my drawings on Twitter, I raised over £6,000. Grayson Perry commented on how saying that he loved my artwork, and he asked for one himself. That happens, right?
No, that doesn't happen. What drawing did Grayson Perry choose?
He chose the London Velodrome, which is framed in his house. He sent me a lovely encouraging card and an Alan Measles medal. I met him backstage when he came to Sheffield with his show Normal People. He's even lovelier in person.
At Special Olympics Great Britain, we were incredibly excited to see your creativity grow. So maybe you can tell us a bit about what happened next.
I set up a social enterprise with SOGB. I now have my own website selling my artwork. A percentage of the profits go to supporting people like me. I'm a paid artist. It's brilliant. Grayson Perry invited me to exhibit in this year's Royal Academy. Of course, I said yes. I sent 2 drawings and sold 1.
So every year the summer exhibition has a theme. What was this year's theme?
The theme was climate. I wanted to say that we all make decisions that impact our environment every day, and each of us make choices we are responsible for. So
how did you link football to climate?
FIFA and the United Nations recognised that Forest Green Rovers new stadium would be the world's first carbon neutral and vegan stadium ever built. Both good things for the environment. The opposite had to be the Outer Noob, which has been built for the World Cup in Qatar. Both stadiums happen to be designed by architect Zaha Hadid. Very different choices were made in the build.
So you've had lots of help along the way, haven't you?
Yes, most importantly, people have been brave. I have Special Olympics GB to thank for recognising my creativity. Childish Design, who built my website for free out of their love of sport and art. My friend Grayson, who invited me to exhibit as a guest artist, he has been a mentor on my journey so far. Matthew Holman, who wrote an article, really understood the message I had aimed for in the exhibition. All were being brave and supportive.
So what is your aim with your art and your work?
In all that I tried to do, I tried to celebrate sport and help raise the profile of people with an intellectual disability. There are 1.5 million people like myself in the UK alone, yet we have very little representation. only 6% of us are in paid employment. We are often ignored by society and at its worst exploited and made fun of. Through inclusion, I've tried to show that we are worth listening to and that we matter.
What is your message to people with intellectual disabilities?
Try to be brave. Seeing people like me doing positive things makes others feel that they can too. Don't be afraid to ask for help if it feels scary. It really helps having kind and caring people who recognise when you need support.
And how can society and help support people with intellectual disabilities?
How would you treat a stranger that doesn't speak your language? They're not stupid and neither am I. We are speaking a second language after all. Be someone who is kind, patient and respectful for true inclusion. I think the audience has done that today, don't you? Thank you.
Thank you, Niall.